Hi friends, it's Becky and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a watercolor sketch with you. I'm going to do an ink and wash version of my little idea, which means I'm going to be actually sketching in what I want with a pencil, going over it with a pen. Actually, no, I'll do the pen after I do the paint. We'll paint in our bits and then we'll go in with detail afterwards. But yeah, we'll do that. And I'm doing, for the month of July, I'm doing little watercolor sketches every day for World Watercolor Month. It is just a little celebration, but it's also a way to raise money for helping children explore art. And there is more information about the charitable giving and all that that goes on with hand in hand this information on the Doodlewash website, and I will post a link to that in the description below so you can check out what World Watercolor Month is, what it's for, and all of that great fun information. And what they do is they've got little prompts. You can follow their prompt or not. You can go your own way, but it's just a way to challenge yourself to do a little bit of a painting every day with watercolor. And I love watercolor, so I'm doing this this month. And I'm not going to be doing a video every day. I may just post something that I've painted, but I feel like this is going to be a kind of a fun video to do. The prompt for today, this is day 2, was rush, and the first thing I thought of was rush hour. And part of me was like, why don't you just do like a picture of like hands grabbing a bar? But y'all, hands are hard to draw. They are super hard to draw. Feet are a little less hard. So I am going to be sketching, I guess, my point of view of looking down at my feet on the train during rush hour. That's going to be some baggy jeans, I guess. Let's call it that. Are my feet really? They're not that small and they're not that little. I forgot where my kneadable eraser is, so I'm just sketching this in with my pencil. I'll talk about my paints in a minute after I've got this sketched in. But usually in rush hour, it's not just your feet that you see when you look down. And this is rush hour on the train, standing like on the tube. I used to live in London and I would commute by train every day, and usually I would have a newspaper in my hands and you'd look down and it would just be feet everywhere that you looked. So let's see, maybe we've got somebody else's feet coming in from over here. Businessman's legs, maybe. And some feet pointed in that direction. Again, this is just a sketch, so it doesn't need to be exact. I'm going to give myself some grace not to have my perspectives totally lined up. Yeah, let's paint businessman's shoes here. And then maybe over here on this end, facing away from me. Maybe we've got a little bit of a skirt and some legs. Yeah, that's a bad perspective. All right, how about okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah. Some Mary Jane shoes. How do legs do when you're looking at them from the top? I think that part might be shorter, and then this part Might be longer because it's just a different perspective, maybe. All right, we'll do that a little bit better, I think. All right, and there's usually a floor underneath, which I will paint gray. I think that's going to be good enough for now. All right, I'm using Roman Szmal Aquarius paint. I'm using the Adam Papke palette for this. I really love Roman Szmal paint. So we're gonna do some stuff with this. Oh, hold on. Let me do a little bit of a thing with laces. Because I'm gonna want to leave some white space there. All right, and then for brushes, I've got a Fly to Mop brush and the Princeton Glacier. It's just a round 2. Yep, and then when I go to ink it, I'm going to be using my Karateki Zig Mangaka Flexible, and it is the fine that I'll be using. All right. Now, one of the reasons I chose this is because I wanted to use this Prussian blue that we have here. It's going to be right here for the jeans. So let's get, it's usually the outsides of jeans that have the darkest color, and then it's a little bit lighter on the legs. So I'm just going to grab a little extra water, spread that around. There. And I'm going to be cleaning up all of those rough edges with the marker and adding more detail. With that, for right now, I just want to add maybe some folds on the edges of the jeans. Same thing here. Baggier jeans. Yeah. And this guy's going to have some dark slacks. So let's grab some Payne's Gray. Draw that up along. Just leave a little bit of a white space there for some definition. There we go. Pants, pants, pants. What color of skirt should we have? How about a purple skirt? I'm going to take this mineral violet and we're just going to plop that in here. A light lilac-y purple skirt. Just right here. I'm going to need to let this dry a little bit before I start painting legs or the floor around here, because that's quite heavy water-wise. Let me actually pick up some of that water. A little bit more. So that's the start of it. I'll actually paint these shoes first because they are unconnected to anything else. I'm going to use this Cypress Burnt Umber to paint some brown Mary Janes. All right. Again, we'll clean up edges and lines with the marker after this is dried. Just doing a sketch. Just sketching stuff. Now, I'm going to switch brushes and get this cadmium red loaded onto this brush. So I can paint some sneakers. I'm going to leave a little bit of white space for laces. Like that. Let's get more for the second one. I'm going to want a dark color for these shoes. I'm going to want to leave some space. So we'll get Payne's Gray again, but we'll load it up really well. But I want to leave some space for shine. Because the thing about dress shoes is that you want them to shine. And there's this guy I worked with who would actually shine his dress shoes at his desk, and he was so proud of it. Fantastic person. I loved working with him. He was a great, great guy. He was always so proud of his shiny, shiny shoes. I thought it was fantastic. He was fairly young, so he was, new to the job market. He was just doing the best he could. He's a fantastic person. I hope he is doing well. And I think these shoes need to be just a little bit bigger. There we go. Yep. It's a weird perspective. It's a little bit off, and I am okay with it because I'm just doing, like I said, just a sketch. I'm not drawing from a reference photo or anything like that. Just from my head. Alright. Oh, that's still, well, I guess we're some schmutz. A little bit of schmutz. That'll be fine. How about, let me see what... Try to get myself kind of a cream color a little bit with a little bit of brown, teensy bit of red. And that's going to give me a little bit of a blush, but then I need to add a lot more water and maybe a little bit of this green gold just to too yellow. Need a good color for the legs. So I'm imagining she's wearing like tights or something, but I don't know what color of tights. I feel like that's not quite the color I was going for. Let's do this one. I'm gonna just stick with this color then. Okay, yeah, I like it. I like it. All right, so now what color are we gonna do? Let's grab this Payne's Gray, mix that in. Let's just make a nice dirty gray color with a little bit of a blue tinge to it. Yeah. Add a lot more water just to wash it out so that when I do my background, like this, it's just a little bit of a differentiation away from the white of the paper that I'm on, but not a huge distraction from the feet and things. Just adding a little bit more Payne's Gray. And lines. It should dissipate out into the rest of the painting. don't think around this guy I want it to be so dark. Not completely. I just crossed over into the part of my painting where my white shoe is supposed to be. Oh no. All right, let's see if we can get that paint off of there. Just trying to lift that paint a little bit. There we go. All right, I'll have to be careful around that. Over there on that side. All right, so far we've got some feet with some rough edges all around it, and that is why I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna come back once it's all dry and do my detail work and clean up those lines with my pen. All right, everything is dry, so now I'm going to turn my wibbly wobbly painty wainty into a drawing by sketching in my details. I'm just gonna do my line there, a little bit there. Just gonna outline shoes. Outline, maybe even do a little bit on the ends. For these jeans. Wibbly wobbly. We don't have as many creases on these sharp dressed pants, but I do want to clean up the edges here on his shoes, maybe add a bit of a heel silhouette. Heel isn't visible on this side. There we go. And let's get some folds in this dress. There we go, for some frilly legs. I'm gonna add a bit of a sole. These shoes. Right. slightly irregular lines. And that is just gonna need to be okay. All right, so here we go. Let's pull off my tape for my borders. I wanted to leave a thicker border at the bottom so it looks a little bit like a Polaroid shot, something like that. Let's write down what we did. This is view from the bottom of the newspaper. I'm reading on the tube during rush hour. That is for World Watercolor Month 2024, day 2. And the prompt for that is rush. I'm going to do a little flower signature and a date up here at the top. 07/01/24. And that is my watercolor sketch for today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And I will, I might just paint on my own and then post a photo tomorrow, but I am going to be painting more tomorrow, and I'll probably have some more jewelry tutorials for you pretty soon coming up in just a little bit. And hold on, I'm just realizing that this white space here is bothering me. So I'm just going to dip this in. Oh, actually, just use this because I've already got some paint made up. I left this unpainted because it was so close to where I had soaked up my extra paint. And there we go. That's better. That's better. I like that a little bit better. But yeah, so we'll do that. I'll have some jewelry tutorials for you probably tomorrow. I'm thinking about making some red, white, and blue things. It's going to be pretty fun. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a fantastic day, and I'll talk with you later. Bye.